I hope you all have read the case on MyGate, balancing a multi-sided platform for gated communities. So before I summarize the case, I want you all to answer me, how many of you stay in a gated community? Yes, Rishita?
Ma'am, I live in a gated community. There are more than 10 buildings in the society and it has a tight security plus.
Okay. So do you have MyGate or any other brand?
Yeah, we use MyGate.
Very good. Okay.
Okay, so this is my first ever case which has been accepted by IIM-A and Harvard Business Publishing. And I have written this along with my co-author, Professor Saral Mukherjee, who is an associate professor at IIM Ahmedabad. So this case is very close to my heart because of that. And plus it covers all the concepts of marketing which I teach in the class. Be it competition, be it segmentation, be it product design, or anything for scaling up or expansion. So I wanted my students to learn all these concepts reading this one case. So I took this case for the class.
Can anyone tell me the features that MyGate has?
Ma'am, as you asked, there are many features that MyGate provides. So the first feature is property listing. The users here can list their properties. They can rent it or they can just sell it also. Second is intra-community trading. People from within the community can come together and can sell or buy products and services. Ma'am, the third feature is fees collection. Through MyGate, we can also collect fees and maintenance charges also.
Fine. So as we all see that basically MyGate is security service provider, yet it has so many features. So from here we need to understand that a product giving just one feature, security anyone can give. So what next, right? You want to sustain in the market, you have to give more features. So they have started adding more features to it. This is where it has become multi-sided. So multi-sided is when it is bringing vendors, where it is bringing e-commerce, it is bringing service providers, it is bringing security guards, everyone on one platform.
I would like to address that what were the problems that MyGate was actually trying to solve. If we look at the problems in the market, there were inefficiencies and security gaps in managing visitor logbook entry and exit process up. So that's a rigid manual process were in the place. That was the first issue. If we talk about the second issue, that there was a security and convenience trade-off was huge. And third, there are diverse stakeholder needs for each and every program. So I particularly like that how MyGate has navigated this by using a use of technology, and second being that how user-centric approach they have used and eventually successfully navigated this complex challenges up. So they use of technology by providing certain apps, user-friendly interface, they provide diverse stakeholder needs up, and they have successfully navigated the market up over there.
By the time they would get some kind of traction, COVID came. Now what happens with COVID? A lot of people lost their jobs. There was no money. They were not even ready to pay to the RWAs. And this is where the problem started, that people would start now discarding MyGate because by that time MyGate was charging for the security, right? Now can anyone tell what did they do in the COVID time?
Ma'am, as we all know that MyGate is a security service provider, but at the time of COVID, to handle that management crisis, it even implemented various other features like the quarantine services, and it had a tie-up with pharmacy and NetMed for that health and safety matters. So this is how that MyGate has handled the crisis era of them.
During pandemic, as we all know that MyGate is a security service provider, but in pandemic it really enhanced its services more, like they have been providing quarantine services in which the residents were being briefed about the households who are already quarantined. Then they even had tie-up with the NetMed and the pharmacy and other health safety service providers. So in this way they were surviving in the market when there was management crisis going all over the world. If I would given an opportunity to present this to the future NBS students, it would be like adaptability with innovation. It's important.
So this is how you manage various services to sustain, right? So now you sustain even the COVID as you become a brand. And do not forget, MyGate, being a market leader, has enjoyed the first mover advantage. Now anyone remembers that we had one lecture on market challengers? Can anyone say who are the market challengers?
So ma'am, Basically, the picture is a huge one. First comes the market leader, and those who come after the market leaders are basically the market challengers. They generally make some changes, and they generally bring some innovation to the products.
Right? And they bring competition also to the market. So now who are the competitors for MyGate? GeoGate, right? So GeoGate, now we all know the history of Geo. Yes? So now what do you think MyGate needs to do?
Basically, as GeoGate has came into picture, MyGate should give their products and services for free of cost, so that the users or the stakeholders could get used to it. That MyGate could.
That's very great. You give the service for free, people get used to it, right? And that is how you counter-attack your challengers. Now, the biggest challenge that MyGate faced, anyone?
Ma'am, I think some biggest challenges that MyGate would have faced would be, first of all, language barrier. Like the app was fully consisted of
Language
English.
barrier for whom?
For guards.
Very nice. Continue, Darshi.
Ma'am, next would be lack of technical expertise. Like they used to work manually and they are not used to work on technology, and sudden change would have caused barriers to them. And ma'am, one more hurdle could be resistance to change. Like working manually and then sudden change of technology
Very
might
good.
have caused. And ma'am, also to overcome these hurdles, company would have provided them the assurance that their work would get lesser and won't bother them anymore.
Fine. So now tell me, security is all about what? Making place secure, right? So MyGate is supposed to make what? Keep the place secure, right? So keep the place secure, you keep people outside. But what is MyGate doing? It is allowing people to come. There are service providers who are getting work because of MyGate. There are e-commerce platforms who are entering. There are various brands who are advertising in the gated communities owned by MyGate. Now, security and convenience should go hand in hand, but over here they are going opposite. Do you think it is the right thing for MyGate? Yes, PP.
I come from a gated community from Bangalore, where more than hundreds of buildings. And before COVID, it was same, that the security guards just kept each and everyone out of the gate. But once we installed MyGate there, so we could see that there's generally this phenomena that security and convenience are both opposing forces. But the MyGate theory brought it that both are coexisting in the same platform. While when we increase the security, the convenience is less, obviously. So here both are coexisting in such a way that we are not compromising on any quality or trust or convenience. So we all order online food. Like even after COVID, Zomato and Swiggy are like it's a daily affair for each and everyone. So there are more of delivery men coming in to the society. But there's a robust automated process of the last mile delivery, which has changed the entire scenario. So it's all tracked on the app. So we are safe and secure.
Exactly.
We know who's coming in and going out.
Exactly.
Innovation is nothing to do always with the technological advancement or bring any expertise. It's just making the life simpler and the process. So how MyGate did, it was like it connected 4 stakeholders together on one single platform. Though we look at the app in very like it's just a normal app, but the lot of things go behind. The app just has 1 to 9 numbers, and where the security guards even they're not tech savvy or even they're not that literate to use it. So we're creating more jobs. So this itself is innovation, where you make the life easier of the people.
Being an academician, I feel nothing can be just done in the class. I mean, PPTs or book is not what the students should learn. Such kind of case studies, projects, or some live projects, this all helps student, think critically, analyze the problems, step into the shoes of the protagonist, and think in the way they would have to, in future when they get into their jobs. So if we give such kind of exercises, they learn all these things. And in future, it's very easier for them to get into, the roles of such things where they face problems, they have dilemmas everyone wants to expand, everyone wants to sell, everyone has competition to face. This helps them. So I kind of, try all these kind of things, that they think critically, you analyze the problem, you come with a decision. So what if it is, not of the use to the people outside, but one day it would.
Okay, what we will do now? We will have a role play wherein I want 3 students who are in the favor that they should charge for the services, and I want 3 students who come forward and say they should not charge. Each of you justify for your actions. Which 3 will come for yes, they should charge for all the services they are providing? Yes, Srishti, come. In favor of they should charge. PP, in favor of charge. One more student, come on. If they do not charge, they are making losses. Come, Priyansh. Any 3 who can come and say they should not charge? Come on, they are into highly competitive market. Krisha, come. PP, why do you want them to charge for the services?
If anything is free, it's not valued. So this is what the phenomena is. And for the gated communities these days, it's not any costly affair to afford for their own security and convenience. So both is being managed, and the services what they're providing is it's not any want, it's a need, it's the basic thing. So I guess they have to charge, and communities have to pay.
But have you imagined that they are already having a lot of brands coming in to advertise their brands in the gated inside the community?
Okay, so ma'am, rather than keeping everything free, what MyGate can do is MyGate can set certain features are available for the users who wanted to use the app for free, but certain restricted features that the MyGate is offering can be charged at a small period at least. That is what MyGate can do.
I think for the stability and for that survival, you have to give things free to people, like what Jio did, right? Like for that stability, for that era, you have to give something free so that customers get attracted to your things. Like as ma'am said, that there are advertisements coming in, we are having fun. Just for that stability era, we have to give that free.
So as we discuss about the stability that you are mentioning, so as MyGate has been the first comer advantage and first mover advantage, so now it is till the point it is giving free services to the customers, but now it has to take a responsibility and give these services with a paid basis, because now as soon as the market challengers enter in the picture, they will have the benefit of you. They will provide their services for free. So now, as if MyGate doesn't accept this phenomena that you have to start a premium for their services, there's no error or there's no margin for them to make any profits. You cannot continuously provide your services for the free. There has to be a mention that you have to charge for your services, and because advertisements are beneficial for MyGate, but it is not can be the only factor that helps them to gain.
Anyone has a strong argument from all of you? Yes, Srishti.
So ma'am, let's take the example of Jio only. First, what Jio did. Jio gave the internet services in the very start for free. But then after some years, what it did, it started charging money gradually and slowly. So that's the catch here. You just need to give services initially for the free, but then you must, for running your app and to make profits, it is necessary that you start charging people. So Jio is the best example that we can refer here. So yeah, you need to take money in this to make some profit.
The reason that I chosen Narayana was this only. The faculties here are super approachable, they are super friendly, and no matter how many doubts you have and no matter how busy they are, they would always make time for you. So the faculties are super approachable. That's the reason we learn here very easily.
Nowadays we are in the era where there are platforms everywhere, be it Paytm, be it Oyo Rooms, be it Amazon. So these are the places where you have to maintain or manage various stakeholders, and this being a security service provider and having everyone else on the platform. So what I do is I just divide the interplay into, there are users, what do users get? The security people, what do they get? What are the e-commerce people getting? What is the firm getting above all? Right? They are making losses, but now what? Should they monetize? Then what is monetization? Okay, fine, you charge for all the services that the company is providing, but then what happens? There is competition. right? So I just divided what competition, who are the competitors, what are they going to do in future. So they come up with the ideas, they come up with a lot of things in the class, and then they manage, okay, fine, monetization to a certain extent, expansion to a certain extent, and then you scale. So this is how I try to manage the class.
Now, in-app advertising, how many of you actually watch advertisements on the phone whenever you are using some app? How irritating it is. Yes, Shubhangi?
Well, ma'am, basically it is very irritating to watch ads while we are, while we are using any other app. Even on Instagram, I believe there is while scrolling reels now, there is this feature where advertisement, coming for 5 seconds. So it is very annoying.
So it would be annoying for residents who are using this app. Moment you open the app for certain features, but you have to see an ad only after that you are able to read or reach to the features that you want to. So now, do you think this kind of things would help MyGate sustain? Yes, Priyansh.
Ma'am, advertisements are small but very important part for a business and in any app, because every app showcase a certain part and have certain percentage of ad and advertisement that we're going to show to their customers. So in MyGate, ma'am, I believe that MyGate should balance its advertisement and act as an helpful neighbor, because when he acts as a helpful neighbor, it will provide you the information about what is going on locally. Like it will inform you about a local yoga class nearby, it will inform you about a near car wash feed services that it been started and offering discounts on the free services. So that's what they can do, but they cannot show any random ads and too frequently ads, so that it will feel like they are being too pushy over the advertisements. So that balance is very important when it comes to advertisements.
So when I say intra-community services, who would benefit more? Like, would it be better in a bigger community or a smaller one?
Ma'am, bigger community, because when the advertisement is basically a platform where both the parties get some interest. So when customers see the preference that there is a nearby yoga class, the interested person will say, oh, I get an idea of that thing is going on, and the yoga instructor who's searching for the potential customers will also get an update from the application that someone is looking for me, and that's how he can manage a contact.
As far as I am concerned and my understanding is there, I got to know that for doing anything you need to climb a ladder, and you must not skip any step on that ladder. You should have a plan and you should reach to that level after crossing the other level. So this has also made me think creatively. This has made me think more critically, and also I would like to say that my data-driven decision making has been improved through this case.
Service providers, people do not know that there are service providers in a particular area. Service providers do not know that they are required in some kind of homes, right? So many stakeholders, communicating easily with all the stakeholders, putting them on one platform, balancing the entire platform, fighting the competition, trying to earn money, right? Keeping on adding features, identifying more market segments, continuously doing the market research. Anything and everything that is there in the marketing, product, price, place, promotion, value creation, right? Branding, competition, everything is there in this one case wherein you take away so many things, right? So over here, I conclude the class. It was a very nice discussion with you all. Hope that in all such classes, you will keep on reading and coming back to the classes. Thank you, guys.